What could change, okay, now between today and when polling starts, Rajdeep? What in your view could change? I know that there's, and Nagarjun can give us more details about that in a moment. There's a lot of talk about money, booze and all kinds of other things which may be rolled out by all parties. What do you think could change between now and the morning of the 10th?
You know, I think Nagarjun there hit the nail in between where he said there are these 30-35 seats that can go either way. These are seats where you have strong independent candidates, you have strong rebel candidates, you have a triangular fight. Those triangular fight seats will decide Karnataka. That's why I said Congress is looking at JDS. You know, they are looking to see whether JDS takes votes away from the BJP or whether it takes votes away from the Congress. Will the BJP take votes away from the JDS in old Mysuru? You see, that to my mind is the critical factor. Of course, there's a cash. Cash does matter in Karnataka, the amounts being spent. But I think at the end of the day, those 30-35 seats are critical. I'll give you a interesting sort of data point. There are about 45 to 50 seats BJP won by 10% or more. So BJP's wins in Karnataka were big wins. Now you would expect even if there is a vote against them, they will hold on to that. So BJP is starting to their advantage with about 45-50 seats. The Congress also is starting with about 45-50 seats where you would expect them to win. The JDS with about 20. Karnataka is fought between about 70 to 100 seats in the end decide this Karnataka election, out of which I believe the critical seats this time are Old Mysuru and North Karnataka. North Karnataka, if the BJP starts declining, you would expect the Congress to benefit. In Old Mysuru again, if the JDS is not able to do what they did last time, they won 30 seats I think in Old Mysuru out of the 60 odd there, that's where I think the Congress again benefits. The BJP's problem is, the BJP, I don't see them gaining at the expense of the other party this time. They have to hold on to their own,
I just want to give some
easy.
Data and perspective to our viewers. This is called the seat conversion ratio, which essentially means for every 1% of vote that you pick up, how many seats do you get? The BJP, for every 1% of vote that it gets, picks up 2.9 seats. The Congress, for every 1% vote, picks up 2.1 seats, and the JDS, for every 1% of the vote, picks up only 2 seats. So which basically means that the BJP has a 50% better seat conversion ratio than the Congress for every 1% of vote that they get. So the BJP's ability to convert votes into seats is much better in past elections, but that's also because they were weaker in Old Mysuru. Now, as the party spreads its base in the Old Mysuru region as well, very naturally your vote to seat conversion ratio will be impacted. This point, Sandeep Shastri, that Rajdeep raises about where does the JDS vote go? To what extent does the JDS vote hold itself? And if it were to fragment, is it more likely to go towards the BJP? Is it more likely to go towards the Congress? Your sense of that?
JDS presence is largely in the Old Mysore region. And if the JDS were to do better, I would believe it would be at the cost of the BJP, because it would be in seats where the JDS and BJP are in direct competition. So I think any improvement in JDS's performance would be at the cost of the BJP. And the Congress, on the other hand, has a presence through the Old Mysore region. And any shortfall in the BJP's performance in Old Mysore or JDS performance in Old Mysore would benefit the Congress.
R.Q. Upadhyay had his hand up. He wants to come in. Do you agree with Sandeep's assessment, or do you have a contrary take on this?
No, Rahul, you know, I travelled extensively in Channapatna constituency where S.T. Kumaraswamy is pitted against Yogeshwar. And no, I was surprised at the kind of reaction that Yogeshwar is getting. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Yogeshwar defeats Kumaraswamy. Imagine a situation where the JDS leader himself loses. I mean, that's the kind of sense that one found, and you know, it could be happening in the Old Mysore areas. If that is the case, then you know, the JDS's vote share is going to go down, which is not necessarily, you know, going everything in Congress's favor. Because I feel that, you know, Congress has to get about 4 to 5% more to be able to 4 to 4% more to be able to cross the halfway mark. Because their conversion of vote shares is less than what that of the BJP. As we have seen in the 2018 elections, BJP got 104 seats with just 36% votes, whereas the Congress got 80 seats with 38% votes.
Sure.
So which means to go on to 113, they need at least 4 to 5%, and the BJP needs only about 2 to 3% to cross the halfway mark. Now, that is where I feel that the BJP has an edge over Congress.
One of the big problems in a city like Bengaluru has been just the unwillingness of locals to come out and vote in big numbers. It's a very politically surcharged city, so they're interested in their politics, but they don't necessarily always show up to vote. This time though, the EC very smartly has put voting bang in the middle of the week, so Bengalurians can't go out to Coorg or wherever else it is that they want to go out to.
And during this campaign there have been a lot of long weekends where we've seen lots of tourists in Chikmagalur and Coorg, in all these places. I think they've made a very good move. Bengaluru has always come up short when it comes to voter turnout. In 2018, I remember, I think it was one of the worst turnouts ever.
54%.
Yeah, 54%. It was terrible, absolutely
Not just
terrible.
2018, last 40 years.
Yeah, no, so it's not something that Bengaluru is very proud
Last
of.
40 years, the district with the lowest voter turnout is Bangalore Urban.
I think we saw that reflected even now with the Prime Minister deciding to split his roadshow into 2 days, Rahul, because he knows that in Bengaluru there's going to be a lot of appeal. And I think that the BJP will be betting a huge amount on the Prime Minister's appeal, a large amount of attention paid to Bengaluru itself to bring the people out.
What could change, Sandeep Shastri, between now and the morning of the 10th? What are the X factors, the variables? Is the match likely to end the way it is when campaigning has ended? Or will there be, or could there be a last minute twist in the tail?
Rahul, from this evening to 10th morning, what will be critical is the door-to-door campaign, where I think the BJP has an advantage thanks to their pramukhs who are there to go out and meet the voters. So I think the outreach in the next 36 hours is going to be crucial. Can that outreach offset all that which happened in the campaign will be the question. I would also believe, like Maya said and Rajdeep said, the Congress has a nose ahead, but it's a very small nose and not a very deep nose. And it will be interesting to see if it can really keep that nose ahead or does it split its nose.
You know, but the problem with just having your nose ahead, R.K. Upadhyay, is if you have a tight machine which doesn't make mistakes, just your nose ahead is enough. What are the X factors you're seeing between now and the morning of the 10th, which will ultimately decide what happens once the last vote has been counted?
I think it's the voter turnout. I believe that, on the 10th of May, there will be much bigger voter turnout than it was in 2018.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
No, that's because of the campaign that has gone on. I've been traveling around and I've seen how enthusiastic the people are this time compared to the last time. And then, the rallies have really, jacked up the interest in this elections. And I can see that, especially in Bangalore city, it is definitely going to cross 60%. That is what I'm betting on.